couple of ways that I apply the engobe. Here is just another variation that I'll do, and it's just kind of short strokes instead of one long continuous stroke. It's just little short strokes. And this again just gives, you know, a different kind of interest to the background of the decoration. And it's really subtle because it is a white decoration on a white clay body, but I like the idea of it being subtle so that it kind of reveals itself over time. Like you may not see it right away, and you certainly can't see it that well from a distance. So potters usually talk about, you know, things that will reveal itself through use, and this to me is one of those things. Okay. All right, now the dividing line has been carved into this piece, and just going to use this finishing sponge and clean up some of the fingerprints. Make sure that my hole is still poked through. I'll just get my pin tool and poke it one more time. Yep, good. All right, so now this piece is ready for the bisque firing. Okay, so this picture has been bisque fired now, and it's ready for me to apply the decoration. So again, I'm putting all the decoration on top of the engobe that I've already painted on pre-bisque firing. And I have a whole kind of selection of underglazes and glazes that I use in combination to draw with. And on this particular piece, I think I'm going to start by using a kind of chino glaze that's got a little bit of rutile in it to make it really orange. And I'm going to start with the background layer of the decoration. So if you do choose to use chino as part of a decorating color, make sure that you put it on first. Chino first or be cursed. I'm sure you've all heard that. Well, it's true, because if you put it on second, it's going to bubble and pit and crater, and it's really quite nasty for a functional form. For a sculptural piece, it's a beautiful surface, but it's not real friendly for a functional piece. So this pattern is something that I've been doing for like 15 years, and it's a pattern that's a cross-section of an intestinal cell. So, and I just like how floral it looks. So with these trailing bottles, depending on the speed that you draw will depend on how much stuff is kind of oozing out of the tip. It also depends on how thick your glaze is. Like this glaze is pretty thin in here, and this is the 18 gauge tip. For the engobe, I used the 16 gauge tip. This one's the 18 gauge. So the tip size is a little bit smaller. Okay, so now that I've put the first layer down with this chino glaze, I'm going to add another colored glaze on top of it. And for this one, I'm going to use a transparent kind of dark forest green glaze. And it's nice when these two glazes kind of overlap one another. So I really like creating spots where that happens. The other nice thing about using these trailing bottles is I can outline, so this is the outline of a leaf, and then I'm going to use this trailing bottle and I'm going to fill in that space. And this way I don't get any brush strokes.